Why is Manipur burning? And what can be done to address this situation? Let's try and find some of those answers. There are many layers to this entire issue. To even call it complex would perhaps be an understatement. Most people believe the immediate trigger for the violence that we're currently witnessing in Manipur was the tribal solidarity march that was carried out in protest against the demand of the non-tribal Meiteis community for a scheduled tribe status. Now, for those who are outside of the northeast of this country and who do not quite understand why things have come to this, I request you to put this entire issue into perspective. Why is Manipur on the boil?
Manipur is on the boil for very simple reason that the three major ethnic communities there, the Meiteis, who are Hindus, the Nagas, who are Christians, and the Kukis, who are also Christians, but ethnically very different. Now they have different aspirations, they have different conflicting homeland demands, and which often clash with each other. Let me take you further back to the 1990s when the conflicting homeland demands of the Nagas and the Kukis provoked a conflict which led to several hundred deaths. And when the militant groups of both sides were at loggerheads with each other. Then came the issue of the extension of the Naga ceasefire. As it was extended to Manipur, Manipur went up in flames because the Meiteis thought that this is the precursor to the vivisection or the division of Manipur and possible integration of the Naga-dominated areas with the state of Nagaland. This demand that the NSCN has been making, Greater Nagaland. So now there are two major issues which have provoked this conflict. One, of course, is the enforcement of the Forest Act, by which the government has been trying to remove what they say are squatters, encroachers, tribals who have encroached on land, and according to the government, who are involved in poppy cultivation. So therefore, you have to understand that you offer something good to the tribal farmers, and they can make a decent income. You don't do that and then say, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, doesn't really work out. The second issue is this decision of the court, and the demand of the Meiteis to be treated as scheduled tribes, which the Nagas and the Kukis think is unfair because they have been the scheduled tribes. The Meiteis have not been, and the Meiteis are 53% of the population. The Meiteis passionately want this to happen for the simple reason they think they have missed out on some of the benefits that accrues from being a scheduled tribe, and therefore they should be declared as one. This is a classic case of a nationality willing to be, termed as tribe. It doesn't really happen. In the anthropological process, a tribe becomes a nationality, not the other way around. But here, this is the demand because there are benefits to be had. The Nagas and the Kukis think, if that happens, then the advantage they had in education or employment or certain other spheres is all gone. So here is a state with three distinct important population groups which have very different perceptions of their own homeland, of their own aspirations, which often is in conflict with each other. And therefore, if the government is seen as siding with a particular community, it doesn't really work. The government needs to be very careful, as I said in the previous show with Karthik, that you need to intelligently manage the identity issues rather than wish them away. We are not America. Our states are organized on linguistic lines, and therefore, identity is a fact of life. And therefore, you can't say, oh, we all need to be Indian tomorrow. Yes, of course, we are Indians, we are proud Indians, but we are also Bengalis, Manipuris, Meiteis, whatever, all our identity. India is a land which thrives on the multiplicity of identity. You can't wish it away. So you need an intelligent management of identity here and of the issues that provoke, rather than play into these identity conflicts for vote bank politics. That's not on. So what politicians usually do, short-term thinking, is that they play into these issues and they try to make benefit. And most importantly here is the issue of armed groups. All these three groups, three major population groups or ethnic groups, they have armed groups working amongst them. And therefore, these people are armed, they're trained, and this is a combustible sort of proposition. Therefore, Delhi and Imphal, both the state government and the central government, will have to extremely cautiously handle this whole issue of Manipur. Manipur is crucial for India's Look East policy, and for different other reasons. Manipur should get top priority attention at the moment, and these issues, there are no shortcuts here.